So welcome back, folks, to the Wanneroo channel. I hope everybody's doing good out there. So we like to throw in some gear reviews here and there with some equipment that I have found works effectively and that does a good job. And this is one of those pieces of kit, the Powerhorse surface cleaner. So I've been using this for a little bit, found it just to be super efficient, very good at cleaning flat surfaces. So if you're not familiar with surface cleaners, they've been around, I think, for a bit. I don't remember seeing them, years ago, but it seems like they're more common now. And they seem to be kind of gaining in popularity. So if you do any sort of pressure washing of your own, where you pressure wash your deck or your sidewalks, your driveway, whatever it might be, one of the things you find if you just use a standard nozzle, it can be a little bit slow, and also too a lot of times you can miss little spots and different things like that. So the advantage with the surface cleaner is that you can plug your pressure washer wand into it and then cover kind of a wider area with the surface cleaner and get more done more quickly as well. The other nice thing with them too is they kind of agitate a lot of the water inside of there as well. So if you've put down a clean or two, that helps. So it just helps agitate a lot of that dirt, and it cleans an area, super fast compared to just doing it with the wand. So this is the second surface cleaner I've used. Previously, I had a Generac model, and the one thing with the Generac model was that it had bristles here instead of like a rubber seal, and also it didn't have the casters, okay? And so when you were using it, it worked okay, but as you were going around, it wasn't like as easy to kind of move around on the surface. And I imagine if you're someone who, you just have like one small area you're gonna clean, it would probably work okay. But I cleaned some longer sidewalks and bigger concrete areas and porches and stuff. So the one thing I started looking for was some sort of surface cleaner model out there that had casters that had wheels on it. So that's the nice thing with this, is that it kind of easily moves around as you do your thing. And like let's say if you're doing a sidewalk or something like that. So it's kind of easy to kind of get it moving around wherever you need to go, and it just works really well. So underneath here, essentially the whole deal that you got is essentially once you plug in your pressure washer to the other end of it and you start forcing water through it, you've got these two wands inside here that spin very quickly, and of course they're spraying water. The other thing too is with this rubber seal, it kind of keeps a lot of the water in there in a sense, like it agitates the water. So you get kind of a really good cleaning action on whatever surface that you're doing. Does a very good job of lifting up the dirt. So very happy with that. So like I said, some of the other ones that you see, they might have bristles and stuff, and they seem to work okay. But this one with the rubber seal seems to perform a bit better. So I was very impressed with kind of how this did, and we'll take a look at some video to see how it worked out. Now, one thing you do have to watch with this is that spins very fast. So while that's going on and you're using the pressure washer wand, obviously you don't want to stick your hand or foot inside of there. That wouldn't be good. But yeah, essentially that's how it works. It's very simple. And then up here, all you got to do is you just plug in your pressure washer wand right into it. Now, the one thing that I did was I added a quick disconnect there to make it easy to click on and off, and just plug in the pressure washer wand in or out as I need to. So very easy to use. You just put the end of the pressure washer wand in here, and away you go, and just back and forth across whatever surface to get it clean. And then the other thing that you can use too is, like I used a crud cutter concrete cleaner, and that seemed to work pretty well cleaning the concrete. So let's take a look at some of this video before and after, and also during. I filmed some video while actually using it as well, so you can kind of see it in action working. And yeah, and then we'll wrap it up at the end. All right, so this is going to be one of the sidewalks we're working on. You can see it's got a couple years of accumulated mold and grime and dirt and all that. So some spots are not too bad, but it's probably been a couple years since it's been cleaned. This one's a little worse. So that one's probably one of the worst ones, but yeah, it's been a few years. So we'll see how that Powerhorse does in getting these all nice and cleaned up. So this one down here is not too bad, but I think especially kind of this one back here, this little area back here, it's kind of more in shade in the summertime and all that. So definitely it tends to get a little more moldy and dirty. And then this one here, this is even worse. Definitely a bit more ground in mold, dirt. This one's also in shadow in wintertime as well. So a lot of times it doesn't really dry out all that well for part of the year. So summertime it's okay, but in the wintertime not as much. So this tends to get a little more moldy and dirty. So this is another one of the sidewalks we're going to hit today with that Powerhorse. How's my little buddy? Huh? Are you checking out what's going on? Okay, let's take a look at the sidewalk. So definitely big improvement. Big improvement. Wow, it looks great. Nice and clean. Got rid of all that dirt. I left a little patch here. You can kind of see the difference there. So, yep. Looking good. I'm liking it. Big difference. And here's the other sidewalk here. Looking pretty good. Can't beat that. Nice and clean. Yeah, that Powerhorse, it does a good job. Love it. Well, folks, let's go ahead. We'll wrap up this review of the Powerhorse. This is the 16-inch model, which I find worked pretty well for the porches I have and the sidewalks I have. I believe they also make a smaller model that's a 12-inch. So perhaps if you have, you know, some smaller, tighter areas, or you don't have as much ground that you need to clean, then the 12-inch might work for you. But I found for general purpose use, this 16-inch worked pretty good. So to kind of conclude it at the end of the day, there's two things that really stand out for me on this, and one of which is the casters. With a lot of these surface cleaners, they don't have any wheel casters on them, so they get a little more tiring or a little bit more of a pain to use than this. I find this just kind of rides essentially on its own chassis, and that works pretty well. I don't really get fatigued or anything using it, or any issues at all. It just kind of makes it very easy to use and glide around as I need to clean the surfaces. So, you know, works pretty good on that front. And then the other thing that's a big plus about this is that rubber edge down there. So that seems to do a really good job of kind of retaining enough water in there that you get kind of a washing, agitating action going on inside of that circle there. And it really seems to help kind of lift the dirt up and kind of get it up off the ground. So works really well. I mean, I'm just super happy with it, and just makes my life a lot easier to keep things clean and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I have to give it a big thumbs up, and reliability wise it seems to do pretty good, and you know, everything on it, you know, works. So you know, just got to give it a big thumbs up, really. It's a great piece of kit. So that's why I'm making a video about it, to recommend it. And I went ahead and I put an Amazon link below. So if you click on that, basically what it'll do is it'll just kick back a very small commission to the channel. And that helps keep us, you know, keep us doing reviews and cranking out the videos and stuff. And so we got a lot more we're working on coming up. And a lot of reviews and different stuff, and also a lot of gun and car stuff too that's in the works as well. So stay tuned, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, feel free to leave your comments below, and we'll catch you on the next video.